If, in a false arrest case or a malicious prosecution case, we're unable to prove that the police acted without probable cause or that the prosecution occurred with some legitimate basis, then the case will ultimately be dismissed or withdrawn. If someone feels that they've been the victim of a false arrest and/or a malicious prosecution, and while the criminal process is unfolding, they hire a civil lawyer like us to pursue the false arrest and the malicious prosecution, if ultimately there's shown to be probable cause for the arrest or a just basis for the malicious prosecution, the criminal proceeding may go forward in its normal course, but ultimately the civil case will either be withdrawn or dismissed with no further repercussions for the person, for the plaintiff. Whether it's a false arrest case, an excessive force case, or a malicious prosecution case, or all three, you need an attorney who is experienced in litigating and trying these kinds of cases, who has experience suing the City of New York, the police department, or other municipal entities and police departments for these kinds of cases, who is familiar with the law in New York and at the federal level for false arrest, for assault, for battery, for malicious prosecution, and excessive force, who understands the issues, understands the evidence, and can get the job done right. With respect to false arrest cases, excessive force cases, and malicious prosecution cases against the police department or the City of New York or other municipalities, it's important to hire a lawyer who has substantial experience handling these kinds of cases, who's familiar with the New York law on false arrest, excessive force, malicious prosecution, who's also familiar with Section 1983 of the federal law that covers these areas, who has experience litigating these cases successfully against the city, against the police department, and taking them to trial if cases can't be settled, and winning a trial on behalf of victims of police misconduct.